Luckily, I got out of New Jersey at a relatively young age. Got creamed by a car when I was riding my bike at age 12. Then I had nothing to do for 6 months. You know, I was just almost a teen and like feeling my male hormones kicking in. I put all that energy into my box guitar. Bo Gentry and Richie Cordell wrote Moni Moni, I Think We're Alone Now. And they took me under their wing when I was a kid. And they sort of saw the songwriter in me. I was a morgue attendant for a while. Now, I worked as a background singer. I was a standing act at the bitter end in the Village for years, just 2 guitars. My producer is a drummer. He played with Bob Dylan, Joe Jackson. Graham Mabey was my bass player, and he co-wrote a lot of the songs on here. Living on Ritalin caused a little bit of controversy when we put the CD out, and some stations just flat out refused to play it because of the title. They were offended. Living on Ritalin is the title track. Well, that song actually works on a couple levels. One is that I think if Ritalin were available when I was 5, I think I would have been placed on it. It's a psychotic reaction. It's a redo of an old 60s song. Serious title, but it's really a frivolous little, love song. Basic idea of me being in a straitjacket and being crazy and being released by a good-looking woman, only to find myself being injected by a mad doctor and put back in a straitjacket and sent back to the insane asylum. It was just, it was a lot of fun. I always wanted to know what it was like to be in a straitjacket. Boy, I'll tell you, it is scary. When you're in a straitjacket like this, you can't use your hands to buffer you. And I jumped out of the hearse, and I did like 3 rolls. So I just went rolling over each bone. You could feel each bone scraping on the ground. So. Boom Shake is just what you think it is. It's boom shake, it's pure fantasy sex, There's no underlying theme, no politics. In fact, Richie, when I played him Boom Shake about a year ago, he said this is the next Moni Moni.
Boom, shake, shake, can't wait. Boom, shake, shake, can't wait.
I wrote another song in there called I'm a Stranger. It has to do with me escaping to the Adirondacks by myself.
All into small towns, big cities too. People all stare at me. What can I do?
I see a lot of kids that are, don't have enough guidance, and people just assume just because the world's doing so well and the economy's great that everything's great just because you have a car and you got a nice house that your life is perfect.
Hey Mom, don't be sad. I'm leaving here, but I'm not mad. Oh, to me things never went right. Now I'm just too tired to fight. I'm not bad.
Oh, one of these days, actually, I wrote for my woman. It's it's about being on the road and trying to make it as a musician. It goes, all those wasted years, you can't see me anymore when all you see in me is a tired troubadour. Foresaw that the Berlin Wall was going to get torn down. I wrote a song about how useless it is to have this big wall up there, and I make an analogy between that and a relationship where you try to separate yourself from somebody by building up an emotional wall, and how that's a useless thing too. And it has to do with my feelings towards Los Angeles. And then when I saw it burn down after the Rodney King thing, so I wrote a song called Streets of Hell.
They never wanted the streets of hell. They never wanted the streets of hell.
There's a song from the Civil War I left on there from my Nashville influence. And I visited the Civil War scene. It's a plantation known as Carrington. And what it was, it served as a field hospital during the Civil War. And it was one of the last battles of the Civil War, and it was like bloody. You know, the South charged and the North just decimated them with cannons. And so I actually visited the house, and you could still see the bloodstains.
Carry me down when the battle's done. Well, I'm not afraid to die. Just someone tell me why. Take me home to Carrington.
And tell me little things, how a song changed your life, or how they listened to me last night and it picked them up. People say, I really enjoyed that song. You know, I was really depressed and I listened to Code of Love, and I realized that you had some problems too, and it makes me feel better.
There's a code of love that you must follow to be free of all your guilt. There's a trust that
The last song on the CD is called Adirondack, and it's all about, you know, my feelings of religion. I'm an ex-Catholic. The mountains to me have become my religion.
mountain lift me up. Mountain lift me up high. Don't let me down.
The whole secret to surviving and persevering is just surrounding yourself with fun people. So everybody that knows me knows I should have been on Ritalin and knows that I love music and that I'm there for the duration.